Okay, for this I was about to try to teach you how to actually prepare the sauce or the liquid that you're going to be using with your salmon. I'm gonna have to show you the after. Here's what it looks after. Now it contains 1 teaspoon of one teaspoon of minced garlic, for me anyways. You can add as much garlic as you wish. 2 halves of 1 lime extracted. I use this every single time that I actually prepare this recipe, but you can do it with your hands as long as you squeeze all the juice that you can to maximize it. And I've added 1 teaspoon of maple syrup and 1 teaspoon of organic raw blue agave. The reason why is because blue agave is actually very sweet. It's also the only one that tends to not go straight into your blood, increasing your blood sugar. You mix it together, and then we're ready for the next part. Now the next part is simply this. I'm going to take a plate for this. We're going to score our salmon. Actually, wash this. Ta-da! Salmon! Now, I bought this cut from my local supermarket. You don't have to descale it because, as you can see, it's not descaled. And it's because I don't eat the skin. For those of you that do eat the skin, congratulations. I'm not a skin lover when it comes to fish. So you can leave it as is because the skin is going to go down in your pan. I should say face down in your pan. That doesn't sound well, does it? Either way, it still tastes tasty. Okay. I'm going to use one of these knives. Actually, and you score it. Not too deep, not to the bottom part of the flesh, but at least to open up the flesh at the top, so you can actually allow flavor from the juice to go into the meat. And this is fresh Atlantic salmon, folks. Or at least as fresh as it was when it was caught. Either that, or when they actually caught the fish, it probably said a fresher mark. Okay, now from this point, I use olive oil, and it's always extra virgin for me. I just like the taste of it. You'll need it at the bottom of your pan. And I'm using a glass pan, and it's going to be put in my small oven. You just make certain your oil covers pretty much all of your pan. You can use a piece of paper towel if you wish, wax paper, your hands. There's nothing wrong about cooking with your hands as long as you've actually washed your hands. Okay? There we go. It's a little bit bigger than 1 pound, but 1 pound will actually do it. This is a little bit more. And I won't stop stepping on this friggin' tripod. Okay, now, that said, here comes the time of the actual sauce. Move this out of the way. And start preheating my oven to a good 400 degrees. Now, in my case, I'm using a small mini oven. It's a convection oven. So for you guys, if you want to use any other oven, you can use it in the big one. You'll have to adjust your temperatures accordingly, depending on how well it cooks or not. Okay, and this, you spoon it over so that you direct the juices over your scoring. Now the juices will mingle with fish oil and fat and give it a very, very nice taste. Okay, now you can have this with potatoes, you can have this as an entree, you can have it as anything else, depending on how many people you have that are going to be with you to actually partake of the food. And then you pop it in the oven. Now while this is going to be cooking, I'm going to be preparing the vegetables for the rice. This I always do the way my grandmother always taught me, which is doing it by actual, here, I'm still using olive oil because it's going to be part of the actual rice stock, if you will. I'm going to be roasting some vegetables quickly in there. I'm not going to be putting garlic, but we're going to be using some onion powder and a bunch of other spices. Okay, first item of the day is going to be my peppers. My green and orange pepper. Okay. Sharpen the knife. The easy way to do it is to cut it as if you're coring something. This is your top with your seeds, and you just cut it in a curve. You'll get some seeds, but you'll get a lot less than if you're actually trying to cut it from the top. And you can cut it any which way you want, to start anyways, because you're just skinning the pepper basically. Okay. And trust me on this, you'll want the seeds out because they don't taste as good as the pepper. Now you'll want this small enough so that you actually get small pieces about this size. I'm only using a portion of my pepper today because I'm putting 3 kinds of peppers